guys, what's going on? I actually have no subject for this video. I just clicked record. So we're here now. Anyways, I'm just going to talk about whatever comes onto my mind while this logical fallacies of the archons video uploads. Um, so this place is a goddamn Dooky Boy Realm. And man, I was going to do a rap. Like I said, I was going to do a rap video for my buddy, but I don't know how the beats work. Am I allowed to just use any beat? Like if it's a cover song or it's like I'm not trying to make money off it. It's just some shit I'm trying to do for fun. How does that work? Because like I see the beats and they'll say free beat. Blah, blah. There's even beats called soul trap beats. There's actually there's a type of rap that's trap, and then there's a soulful version of that. So there's soul trap beats. And I even found some that were free, and I was like, I could probably rap on these. You know what I'm saying? But it'll say free beat, but then if you look in the description, it says, "Oh, you better purchase the beat here and don't use it for this." It's like I don't know what. So maybe I'll just do a acapella rap or something or song, you could say. I mean, I would say if I started making music, I wouldn't be a rapper. I would be a musician because I also like to sing or do stuff like that. I wouldn't just rap, but I do feel like rap would be a big part of it just because I love rap and that's the way my mind works, anyways. Word wizardry, baby. This is the eyeball juice of my enemies. Some might call it apricot juice, but when you're a lizard man, you squeeze the juice out of the eyes of your enemies. That's why and we drink it. And celebrities cover their eyes in most of their photos because that's their way of saying they're protecting their eyes from the lizard juice. But us lizard men drink the eyeball juice of celebrities and everybody. I look at the reality. If I take it serious and then I look at my behavior, I'm sort of a crazed, weird, very strange guy because for me to still have humor and be exactly aware of the reality of it, like, so I could take the reality super serious and go, yeah, this place consumes a chunk of its populace randomly every year. Anywhere from 600 to 800,000 people go missing. We're in a realm that's like consuming a chunk of human population every year. And I'm aware of that. Anybody that's into normal statistics is aware of that. And it's like, how can I still get on here and crack jokes and all this? And the truth is that I don't take it serious. Actually, I'm very masterful at not taking things serious, at detaching, I guess you could say. If I took this whole life serious, I would have gone crazy a long fucking time ago. To be who I am takes actually like a lot of detachment. If you struggle with I don't know how you could struggle with detachment. You simply have to not give a fuck anymore. That's all you have to do. You just have to not care. It's like, and when you still care, even though you're pretending to not care, it has a very low effect on you. It doesn't hit you at a 10 level, it hits you at a 2. Like it still affects you because you can't lie your care, but it's not the same as if you sat and really focused on it and took it really serious. Like I'm aware of that statistic I just said, but I don't sit with it. I have to move past it. I can't think about that long because it would drive me crazy. But anyways, so the video I just uploaded was kind of like just how stupid the archons and their arguments are in the NDEs as pattern behaviors. It's so bizarre, none of it makes sense, and just the logical fallacies right off the bat of them trying to send you back to Earth to learn lessons when you're in that same moment, you're in a realm where learning lessons is super quick. Like they could show you the whole situation in 1 second flat without saying a word. They could communicate instantly, and they could get you to feel what the other person felt in the scenario where you said something nasty. Hey, Susan, you got a fat ass. And you joke with your buddies, and Susan went home and cried. And then all of a sudden you're Susan and you're crying about someone saying you have a fat ass. Does Susan then get to experience it from my perspective? when Susan dies, does she experience that from my perspective and go, oh, what he wasn't being mean and saying I was fat. He was saying I had a nice curvy butt on me. Does she then get to experience it from my perspective? Does anybody ever mention that part? Because sometimes something I notice is in these NDEs is they'll present them with something, like I just said, like, oh, look what you did here, but they're aware that they didn't mean it in a nasty way or do it in a nasty way. It's almost like it's just robotic. These archons are almost like an AI, like it's super intelligent and dumb at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems that way. But they'll do that. They'll actually try to fault you for something that you didn't do wrong, or fault you for something that you've already grown and learned from. Look, back then and did that. It's like, but I was 12 years old when I did that. I died at fucking whatever, 84. Why are you faulting me for some shit I did fucking 70 years ago, whatever it was, 72 years ago? I don't know the math. But anyways, it just, what the fuck? If it's a growing school, did I grow? Can we talk about that? Like, what grade did I get? Oh no, you just always got to go back. Where's the NDE where they showed up and the council of three fuckboys were like, yay, you passed the test, come on. Some people could say that that's heaven, but we don't know what happens after that light. Men in Black, baby. Back in fucking hell again. you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't know. This realm's dark. Like that's not that far fetched of an assumption to assume that there's something deceptive when we leave this realm. But that's a hard truth to deal with. Again, if I took that serious, I would lose my mind. Because people always say, like, I always see comments like, I don't know how you're so happy, or I don't know how you keep such a positive attitude. It's like, it's just that detachment. It's not that I'm such a happy person. Well, I guess by nature I kind of. Well, anyways, it's not that I'm so happy. It's that I detach, so I don't have to deal with this information. I can get on here, make the truth video, vent about shit that's annoying me, blah blah blah, and boom, I'm done. I don't have to sit with these thoughts. They exist. They're up there. I don't have to sit with them. I sort of have to pamper my mental sanity as well. I've sort of been through the ringer, so I'm aware of that. It's funny. I'm an interesting person. I think about I never really like sit and think about myself or talk about myself. I started making YouTube videos, but it's actually helped me a lot, like with self reflection, making these videos, like seeing who I am. It's done a great job at helping it. That maybe that's just a part of my path or whatever, but I'm driven to do it. I'm on a righteous path. I'm going to save people's fucking souls. And it's like, I don't know that. Dude, for all I know, they've been watching my channel since day one. Look, they grab their tent, they have a heart attack. They die, they wake up, and they're in a fucking heavenly little RPG realm they could ever imagine with glittery fucking unicorns and donkeys or whatever, like Shrekland type shit, like just happy. Everything's colorful. Everyone's, hi, how you doing? And everyone's full of love and energy, and they just love being there. What if they die, and whether they go, I'm sovereign or not, or I'm trying to create my safe zone, but nothing's happening, and there's just some demons like holding their face, like, now you're gonna burn. How can I prepare them for that? Like, I don't know what this thing's going to present to you. All I do know is there's patterns in its behavior. It seems to present the same thing to tons of different people. The same old tunnel with light, come here, the same story. If they get past all that simple shit, then it's, again, but it's still patterned. So they're dealing with something that has a consciousness, or it has a scripted behavior. Otherwise, it would be like, well, I had an NDE and I was running through the desert, and one of those worms from the movie Tremors came out and it was trying to get me, and I was running. I jumped, and I jumped from this little rock to that rock, and I grabbed a javelin stick and I was fucking vaulting around on rocks. We don't have a dude that died, and he's like, and then when I died, and then I came to, I was in the middle of a skate park doing tricks. I was trying to outdo Tony Hawk's 900. I was trying to spin 12 times to be him. I'm on a skateboard. It's always like the same shit. I died and I floated and I could see the nurses, and I left my body and I went up, and there was, my loved ones were there, and this force pulled me up and so fast, and I felt like I was traveling 1 trillion miles per hour. The force was so powerful, and oh, and next thing I knew, I was in heaven, and people were saying, "Come, come to light." Like, why is it always the same exact fucking thing? Are we subjected to a realm no matter what we want all the time? Because you would think if we were free energy, it would be particular to us and random, and not always be the exact same story over and over and over and over again. It's like we're still on some sort of track. We're still in some sort of scripted track. We're still in like the waiting room of the next room of the next room. It's like, but I didn't even want to be in this building to begin with. I didn't ask to be in this building to begin with. Uh, but all of this shit doesn't make sense. God damn it. This reality's a piece of dog shit, bro. Like, for real. I wouldn't wipe my ass with this Dooky Boy Realm. I wouldn't. It would just put more shit on my ass. Anyways, so, yeah. None of this shit makes sense while we're breathing. None of this shit makes sense when we die. And we always have something to stress and worry about and fear. And, that's funny. What state am I in when I'm in fear? What am I doing there? Well, I can feel my fear. I feel where it's at in my body. I'm just generating this location of emotions. For what? Why? What is the point of it? Why are there things that exist that create fear in me? And why am I pre-programmed to experience the state of fear? It's always used against me. Like, she'll say, "Oh, you need that." So when you're out in the wild, you'll know to run from a bear. It's like, motherfucker, I didn't need fear to know to run from that. I just had eyes to see and see that thing weighs fucking 600 pounds and I'm only 170 or whatever I am, 160. It's like, I didn't need fear to know logic. Like, oh, you need fear. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a cool survival trait, but as a human plugged into the slave system, it's just put you in a constant uncomfortable state. So if there was any kind of evolutionary benefit to having it, it's evolved into just being an annoying state to be in. No, it just makes you miserable and uncomfortable and creates something that something else feeds off of. We are batteries to something else. This whole reality is an illusion presented to us so that we will do these things, create these emotions, create these fears, angers, worries, stresses, depression, these states of being. We create emotional discharges off of our souls when we're in an emotional state. And there's some sort of entity that comes right up and goes, "Thank you for that. I'll be moving on to the next fucking human battery farm creature." And they'll return. And they'll say, "Hey, that shit your wife said earlier that really pissed you off, man, she's a nasty bitch, isn't she? She should have never said to you, that ungrateful witch. She should be thankful for every bill you pay." And it arouses anger in this dude, and he's sitting there so fucking angry that every little thing around him that happens, the dogs jump on the couch or something, will just arouse him. The mind virus is in everybody's ear. It works through people close to you to arouse anger inside of you, to arouse frustration inside of you, to arouse all the things that we suffer that it seems to enjoy. It's unfortunate for the poor battery thing in the farm, but it's great for the fucking archon boys. "Hey guys, I pissed him off with his wife again. Come over here and feed off Fred. Hey, thanks, Fred. Thanks for being so." And then Fred, what happens to Fred? He develops a drinking problem, and the next thing you know, he's really giving into these thoughts, and he's beating his wife and his kids, and they're now in a tormented reality. And this demon's done such a great job at constructing a hellish realm that creates nothing but suffering and misery and destruction and chaos. There is no peace, prosperity, unity, love. There ain't nothing in this fucking realm but the suffering and negativity and evil. It's disgusting through and through. It's disgusting through and through. I could pull at your heartstrings and say, "Well, hug your kid. There's meaning in that. Hug your mom. There's meaning in that. Tell the people you love them. You ain't doing nothing for them. That's a good little fleeting moment for you. It's a dopamine thing to make you feel like a good boy. They're still in hell." Uh, this reality in a way is insufferable. I mean, it's so fucking hard to deal with this reality. If you just see things logically, if you're just a logical human being, like you just understand basic how to treat people, how to be, just this reality ain't gonna make no sense to you. The way people behave ain't never gonna make sense to you. The opinions others have is never gonna make sense. This reality is literally constructed like threaded like to create conflict between differences of opinions and different individuals. If every human in this reality was removed today, you would have a boring, very lonely, but you would have a peaceful existence. You'd be very peaceful. I didn't say every dog and cat and bird, and I say every human. If every human was removed out of reality today, you'd have no stress, no worries, no fears, no nothing. You'd be wandering around, you'd be going to the local market, you'd be eating bags of chips, playing video games, and nothing would matter. It is the humans that make this place hell. Let me rephrase that. It's the unfortunate batteries being used by the demons that make this place hell. I could come from a mental stance of, oh, well, humans should be aware of it and humans should know about it. I didn't know about it at one point. So not everybody's going to know about it. They're in the fucking thing's realm that keeps them from knowing about it. How the fuck is everybody going to know about it? Should I get mad at them for not knowing about it? Godly, wouldn't that make me a just nasty person? And anyways, man, that shit's real sweet. That nectarine actually makes my mouth a little too watery. I had to sip my damn distilled water to get some of it down, but it's very good. Very fucking sweet though. That shit's definitely gonna spike my sugar. But anyways, um, so this is something that keeps popping in my mind. Try to get comfortable with things that make you fearful. Like I said in my last video, I think like things, large calamities, tidal waves. I mean, I don't know how you would get comfortable with that. Just be aware that this imagery could be broadcasted on you like an illusion to put you in a fearful state when you leave this body, whether it's during death or astral projection. I actually think I could use the argument for both. Again, I need to talk to somebody that astral projects, somebody that's really good at it. If you astral project and you deal with these entities, you know what I'm talking about, and you're willing to talk on my channel, let's have a conversation. I've got a ton of questions I need to ask you. But so I think I could use these arguments for both. But one sec, guys. But yeah, be aware of the things that make you fearful and be prepared for them. That's all I can say. I know the things, large calamities, large creatures, there's things that make me fearful. So be prepared for those things. This thing, does that sound like something a loving God would do? Put you in a fearful state or use things to make you fearful. These things are not loving. They've always been evil and deceptive here. They're evil and deceptive there. We need to keep in mind the things that the mind virus does too, the way that it behaves to arouse these emotions inside of us, to nip it in the butt. So when you see one of your political leaders, let's say, if anybody even watching my channel even watches politics anymore, but I'm just using this as an example because this is pretty common amongst human beings. And they make this snide comment, they have that smirk on their face, and they're being lying and deceptive, and you can see right through the bullshit. It's all done to piss you off that way. The way this one rebuttals the one that's making sense and then has that look, and everybody says something to her and makes her look stupid. She still gets in the last word. It's like it's all done in such a way to fucking piss you off. This whole reality is done in such a way to arouse anger, fear, worry, stress, depression, struggle, poverty, misery. Man, the list of shit goes on and on forever in the fucking Dooky Boy Realm. Where is the list of positivity? Guys, I went to the local bar the other night, and, well, not the bar. It's near a bar, but it's the opposite of a bar. It's not where people go to get drunk and bashful and find somebody to fuck and have a one-night stand with and go home with, and, weird drooling fucking swingers and all this weird shit. I can't even judge people's sexual behaviors. I'm just saying I'm not into all that weird shit, but No, they're next to bars. It's a rab. It's bar backwards, but there you meet wonderful, kind, loving people, thinking people that like to have deep conversations and philosophical conversations and like to question things outside the box and like to talk about the things that are going on in the world and the things that their government's doing wrong to them. And where are these communal gatherings? Like, does it have to be a fucking Wallapalooza or a Woodstock for people to come together? Is that the only place where people can come together? And why is that so rare in the reality? Because, well, if they're not coming together to do a bunch of fucking shrooms and LSD and mescaline and party and watch the lights and the bass and the booming and all that, they're there for that reason. Because if one celebrity with a loud enough voice got on stage, like let's say Jimi Hendrix during Woodstock, and said, yo, we need to come together. These demons are against us. All these political leaders, all this war, all this struggle. We need to come together, man. We need to quit just dealing with this mess. That's a lot of minds in one place at one time. Just one speech like that could alter the fucking fabric of history. But this is so well knitted to where when people start to think about it outside the box, and people like, let's say, John Lennon make a comment like, I don't understand what our leaders are doing. Are we just controlled by crazed maniacs that don't know what they're doing for maniacal reasons and blah, blah, blah? Oh, he went missing. Everybody that had a positive message went missing. And okay, like you could use Tupac as an example. It's sort of a bad example. I sort of hate to use it because when I say Tupac, people fucking say they think of criminal, crime, thugs, spitting at the police, getting shot up and some sort of West Coast, East Coast crime lord. And it's like, that's not who he was. Well, anyway, I mean, but that's what people see when they hear that. But Tupac actually said a lot of conscious shit, a lot of conscious shit. He was just too popular. And he was saying too much truth in the fucking slave realm. You can't do that. This is a well knitted slave realm to keep it into a perpetual state of poverty, war, and struggle. You ain't gonna break no minds out of that. Are you crazy? Not to this fucking archon demon lord and his fucking demonic suffering realm of poor unfortunate batteries being subjected to fucking positions and illusions of positions they don't like to be into, arouse fucking emotions so you can feed off of us like some dope head. What the fuck? Or just even for entertainment, like some Truman Show type shit. You're all demons. I hope you all fucking die and suffer. I actually said that and there was no energy behind it because I really just don't care anymore. Like, that's my personality, is to be like, I hope you all die and fuck you. And because I do hate them. I do hate them. But now it's like a one level hate. I just don't care. I want to detach from all of them. I don't want anything to do with them anymore. Like if you were at a party, let's say, and this person's personality rubbed you the wrong way, and that person was a snide, kind of nasty witch, and this person over here was a stuck-up bitch, and that guy over there was just this douchebag. And like, do you want to fix everybody at the party? No, I just want to get the fuck out of here. At this point, I'm just like, no, I'm going home. Goodbye. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't care what this little archon's got to say to keep me in this shitty party. I don't care what this fucking dodo bird of Council of fucking 27 fuck boys has got to say. I don't care what this fucking superior floating alien entity with an octopus face has to say. I don't care what none of these motherfuckers got to say to me. I don't care what none of these self-important ass, uh, self-created, positioned entities has to say to me. I'm not interested. Fuck you. Go. Get the fuck up out of here. Get away from me. You're nothing but a goddamn demon. A negative entity. Get away from me. I'm not gonna fucking communicate with you. These fucking low-level parasitic fucking demon bottom feeder ass motherfuckers. I mean, those blackfish are cool. They fucking keep the bottom of the aquarium fucking clean, but it ain't fun being one of them. If your whole existence is just walking around sucking up everybody's shit, you start to fucking question your goddamn existence, wouldn't you? One sec, guys. Yeah, speaking of animals, man, this is something I see all the time, and I've never heard anybody question it this way, is these self-beaching animals. Now, something like, you'll see a dog do something, you'll see a dolphin do something, see a fucking killer whale do something. It'll make somebody say, man, these things are actually way more intelligent than we give them credit for. I've been around animals my whole life, and I've seen that said my whole life over and over and over and over again. Their awareness is much higher than people realize. Their intelligence is much higher than people realize. But their self-awareness is higher than people realize. I think a lot of these aquatic creatures that self-beach are committing suicide. And you'll see even like they'll be fighting the people that are trying to push them back into the water. They're literally like, I'm done. I'm done. Did anybody ever think, like, what do we think? That they're just controlled by electromagnetics? What are they, like NPCs or something? They just, well, they have to swim this way. Ooh, they swim right onto shore and they're just like, oh, I'm suffocating here now. These are actually intelligent creatures we're talking about. Like, you see a swordfish fucking beaching? That thing's got a pretty high intelligence. It's not just some idiotic and controlled by electromagnetic. Like, wouldn't that prove this to be a simulation? Like, what are all the animal lives just NPCs controlled by electromagnetic pulses or waves? Like, and they just swim in directions the electromagnetics tell them to swim? I think animals commit suicide. I think some animals, I don't know, are just swimming along in their daily animal fish life, and they have the thought, "Is this it? This is it. I swim around and I eat other fishes when they're near me. I don't like doing that, but I have to because I'm hungry. And I swim the hell away from other fishes that want to do that to me. Is this it? Just consume and be consumed?" That's actually not a deep thought. I do believe an animal could have a thought like that. And they probably are like, fuck it then. I don't want this existence. But it's so hard for people to believe. It's so hard for people to witness. Even you see like group gatherers like picking up this one dolphin or whatever whale or shark, trying to get it back in the fucking water. Sometimes there are other animals that do this too. They just, or you'll see like a whole family of them do it, or a whole herd, I guess you could say. I don't know how it works. Flock, herd. What is it in water when it's fishes? A whole gang of motherfucking fishes do it together. They'll all do it together. And you say, oh, well, they're controlled by the electromagnetics. Well, you're telling me there were no other versions of those fishes also somewhere within that vicinity, let's say within a 50-mile radius, that were also attracted by those electromagnetics that are not now beaching themselves? Why don't the electromagnetics affect them? And if animals are controlled by electromagnetics, why aren't they all in the same spot, all swimming around in one big giant fucking? Do the electromagnetics split them up at certain points, or do they bring them together at certain points? Because if they bring them together at certain points, they would all be hanging out in the same exact spot. It would be one giant, like there'd be one giant group of hammerhead sharks. There'd be one giant group of sperm whales. There'd be one giant group of uh, lion seals or whatever. There'd be one giant group of fucking doves flying. um, I don't know about that, them being controlled by the electromagnetics or the magnetic frequencies of the earth and blah, blah, blah. I think those animals know exactly what they're doing. And the proof is in the fact that they're fighting to keep doing it, even while things are trying to save their life from doing it. It's almost as if the fish itself is saying, leave me alone. I want to die here. Anyway, I know that's a crazy whatever. I mean, it's something I would wonder. I would see like all these fish, like, why are they doing that? There's no way that their intelligence is so low that they can't see how shallow the water. Their life is the water. If anybody knows it, it's them. They're masters at it. Why are they beaching themselves? In mass, even sometimes, like some damn Jim Crow fucking, not Jim Crow. What was the dude's name that where they drank the juice? Jim Crow was like a racist person or something. I don't know history, but that was the name of that dude where they drank the juice. It was like a cult and they all fucking died. Maybe Jim Jones? Is that the name? Or is that a rapper? I don't know anymore, man. What it doesn't matter. Semantics, but fucking yeah, like a whole 30 of this type of sharks all fucking beached up at the same time and landed themselves in fucking basically committed air suicide. Uh, why do deers run out in front of cars so damn often? It's like, man, you would think after a while they would get used to the woof, woof, that fucking 6,000 pound piece of machinery that flies by. You think at some point they would learn. They'd be like, I'm not going that way. And if I am dumb enough to go that way, I'm going to watch out for those things and make sure none of them are coming. But you'll still see a dead fucking deer every fucking 10 miles in Pennsylvania. You see another dead deer. It's like, man, these things don't really learn too well, do they? Or are they risk takers? Are they just like, I'm going to go now, and they just make a bad decision? Is that what it is? They're just so stupid that they can't gauge the distance between themselves and the objects around them? Do you realize if that was actually true, that they would constantly be like running into trees and running into... These things are extremely agile. These things are extremely fucking agile and aware of their surroundings. Like, dude, when I was in Pennsylvania, I was helping the lady I was staying with building a fire pit in the woods next to her, where I was building a fire pit. I mean, it's all her. It's like she owns 10 acres of it. But I go there and take a piss. One of these big old fucking deers jumps out of the bush, clear over the bush, clear, like agile, like some shit you would see an acrobatic do. Lands perfectly, goes under the next thing, sprints off, jumps over that. Very agile. Like if you stuck a GoPro camera on this thing's back, you would see just how fucking agile it is. If you ever watch those like GoPro cat videos, those are hilarious. Like where cats fight over their territory and all that shit. It's like when you actually see how cats behave when there's a GoPro on them, it's funny. But they're agile, bro. They're like little ninjas. But you would think something so agile and aware and... I mean, like they're so fast that a snake could strike at them, whoosh, and they would see it slow enough where they would just back away easy for them. Super agile. Why are they getting hit by cars? Like if the cars were going 1,500 miles per hour, I would kind of understand it because it's like, it's like I don't see nothing, boom, got you. But if a deer can go, a human can go like this and look down the fucking road, but a deer can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but maybe some of them don't want to be here no more. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some animals, even deers, become self-aware and just realize, like, I'm done. I'm done living this life of fucking just constantly being stressed, constantly, like, I don't know if you've ever seen a deer, man. They're super skittish. They're constantly in fear of their life. Like, talk about an entity that was programmed to experience fear. It would be a deer. Like, you look at a deer, man, they are skittish and scared all the time. How is that an enjoyable existence? Imagine from its perspective, like just constantly being in fear that something's trying to kill you all the time. And it isn't always a big thing. Like it could be a little thing. You may step some wrong and some sort of snake's going to bite your damn ankle and fucking poison your ass. Like you're constantly like worried about what in an existence. I mean, my goodness. Like, did God say, let's see what happens if we put souls into an overdrive system just to see what happens to them? Like, really just put them into a hellish type of existence of survival of the fittest and dog eat dog type of just demonic world and see how they deal with it. That's the only way. Like, this shit don't make no sense. It makes me wonder if these extremely agile creatures are timing their jumps. Boom, bam! Oh, geez, this fucking thing jumped out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's almost as if they're timing their jumps to get fucked up. I know that sounds crazy, but anyways, maybe animals become conscious of a reality that they're not okay with as well, the same way humans do. This was actually going to be a whole what if of its own, but I figure what the fuck, it's not. It would be like it took me like 5 minutes to explain it, but yeah, maybe some animals fucking self-exterminate because they don't want to be here no more. Maybe they're also sick of their existence. Did we ever think about that? Is there even a such thing as animal suicide? Or I guess there are. Isn't there like elephant graveyards? Yeah, there's elephant graveyards, and you're telling me These animals are so low level that they're not aware of life and death. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. They know exactly what the fuck. You ever went to the zoo after one of the camels' babies died? And you could literally see the mother and father mourning the loss of their baby. They understand death. Uh, so that means they. I mean, have you ever seen a dog where he loses his buddy, and they're like nosing at the other dog or whatever the other creature is, like to wake it up, and they'll sit there by the dead body? Like, these animals aren't as dumb as we think they are. But shit, I seen a video of a fucking dog on land trying to nose water onto a damn fish right next to the market where they were catching fish. And he was trying to save the fish's life by throwing puddles of water with his snout onto the fishes. And he was looking at them like, and throwing water on them, trying to keep them alive. I've seen videos of animals struggling to swim on their last limb, and some sort of bird or duck or helpful creature shows up and helps them. I've seen a monkey grab a damn bird, a gorilla grab a bird out of while it was drowning and save its life. I've seen videos of animals being attacked by other predators and more powerful animals coming to their defense. I've seen videos of animals uh, fighting a fight they know they're going to lose to save their baby. You're telling me this animal isn't sentient or conscious enough to be aware of life and death? You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. You're actually lying to yourself. So you feel good when you know there's factories full of animals that know they're about to be butchered, waiting to come to your plate. That's all that is. That's a mental denial of the darkness of this reality. That's what that is. But oh no, animals aren't that smart. They sure the hell are. They sure the hell do see you as a demonic evil entity that feeds off of them. They know exactly what you are when they look at you. They're not stupid. They're not all so stupid. Uh, but anyways, one sec, guys. So yeah, guys, the god of this reality is sort of a bitch ass motherfucker. He's sort of like a Sims game player playing all of us right now. Like, any way you look at it, no matter what comfort zone people create, no matter what belief people come with, they still kind of agree that we're in something else's creation and we're subjected to it. We're subjected to it, whether we like it or not. We're in something else's creation. Every religion at least admits that. And again, but they're going to go into pussy boy comfort zone shit like, oh, it's all flowery and love. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Why would you even want people to think that anyways? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Oh, we're just bringing positivity. You're bringing delusion into the realm. It's positivity's great if it's genuine, not if it's pretended. Then it's delusion. Just because it feels good to rub, your mental vagina doesn't mean it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, golly, what's wrong with all you people? But I can't blame them, because really they're just another prisoner doing their bid in this system we were all forced into. I can't blame them for going, yeah, I just want to tune out. If you were in prison, think about it. If you were in prison and in your prison cell you had access to a TV or a radio or a video game, even, let's say, but out in the prison, all you had access to was the prison shit, big thugs and fucking criminals and psychopaths and weirdos. You're probably going to be staying in your room. You know what I'm saying? You're going to choose the better place to be. So, which is, you in that case is zoning out of the actual reality. You're in prison. You're in prison. Anybody can shank you at any moment. Somebody can take advantage of you that's bigger and stronger than you. Blah blah blah. You're in a damn human zoo, but you can zone out and stay to your radio, your video game, blah blah blah. So I don't blame people for being Cypher or staying plugged into the Matrix, because really, at the end of all of the philosophies and thoughts and ideas and things we should contemplate, they're just another prisoner doing their bid, just like me. I think I'm all special. I got all these deep thoughts. Oh, I'm going to get out of this trap. I'm just prisoner number 1117 in the Dooky Boy Realm. And that is according to his philosophies or religions. to her philosophies or religions, to his there ain't no philosophies or religions that I know of that don't admit you're in something else's sim game. You're something else's creation, whether you like it or not. Even if you disagree with our religion, you're still something else's. Something else created you. It's just your mom and dad. They're your creators, but you're something else's creation. You didn't even exist without being created by something else. Uh, from a basic perspective, all the way up to a very deep philosophical perspective, you're something else's creation, whether you like it or not. You're subjected to its realm, and this is its realm's final result happening right now. Before anybody creates delusion, mental comfort zones, flowery fucking cartoons in their minds, bam, that's the real reality, what I just said. Deal with it. Grow the fuck up, grow a pair of nuts, grow a fucking whatever it takes. I got just as many females watching this channel as I do males, so it's not a testicular or testosterone or manly thing to toughen the fuck up. There's a lot of women in this reality that toughen the fuck up too. But not everybody can do that, man. But it's like, man, just deal with the hard truth. Why are you telling stories and lies? And why are we playing this fucking merry-go-round bullshit game of whose delusion might be more accurate? Whose delusion is more accurately lined up to the prison system? It's like, man, who gives a fuck? It's a prison system. That's all we need to know. This is what we're subjected to. Again, like I'm a true seeker and it's ingrained in me to be that way. And again, these things are fading. So again, I'm sort of talking from older perspectives, but sort of my whole life it's been ingrained in me to find the truth, but it's like there's no such thing. And if there is, I think I found it. We're trapped. And the reason that I say that is because we're in a realm full of hundreds and thousands of truthers that haven't found the truth yet. So that means I'm being deceived. If I'm being deceived, I'm being lied to. If I'm being lied to, then what's in control is demonic. This is basic fucking psychology, like 101. You know what I'm saying? The basic fucking run of events. This is how the fucking checkers fall down. How the dominoes fall. I mean, the rest of the checkers. How the dominoes fall. You know, it's the way it is. But, you know, there's probably like, what, 1% of us in this reality? Less than 1%? I don't know how many people think the way that I'm thinking or similar type thoughts. There's got to be at least 100. Maybe 150,000, 200,000 at the most, I would say. Like, I'd be super surprised if it was 1 million. If there was 1 million conscious souls in this realm, strong enough to deal with the harsh truths of the reality, I would be super surprised. I'd be like, whoa, that's a fucking big number. Because you just don't see it that often. Every single person you run into is going to have one version of the several different versions of delusions to comfort themselves. They're going to have one version. You're going to run into a Christian. You're going to run into a Catholic. You're going to run into a Jew. You're going to run into a Muslim. You're going to run into a Taoist, a fucking, I don't know. Maybe you'll even run into one of them Zoroastrian motherfuckers. I don't know. You're going to run into some opinion that was previously formulated by somebody else living in their mental comfort zone version of what they think religion should be. It's like, man, how important are you, though? Why are you so worried about this dude? Ain't you better at what he's doing than he was? Tell me your story of the version of your fucking Bible, of your version of reality. We got to go and like look, and it's all mysterious. It's all a lie. It's all like kind of true, but not true. It's just like, boy, this is stupid. Look how much truth is in the Bible. Yeah, but look how much deception's in it. Look how much chaos and war and struggle and bullshit that fucking religion has actually caused. Like, can we talk about the bad stuff too? Christians get real quiet when you talk about like the wars and the chaos that the religions have created, don't they? They start to get real quiet. It's like, yeah, you guys, there you go. You're playing the mind virus's game. You're choosing purposeful delusion to avoid hard fact. It's like, man, why do you always do that? I hate humans when they do that. It's like, it just makes me want to vomit from the bottom of my soul. It's like literally disgusting. But anyways, I'm going to be taking another tolerance break here in a minute. So yeah, I think I'm going to take a tolerance break from everything, including coffee, and get right back to square one once again. I could use a good fast, to be honest with you. I do got to gain some more weight. I got to eat some more fucking peanut butter with chocolate chips or whatever, peanut butter yogurt. Fucking. I make this thing. It sounds gross, but it's actually really good. So you would take like a spoonful of peanut butter. It's very fattening. Most processed peanut butters are super fattening. If you're just trying to get fat, this is great. You know, instead of doing like the whey protein shit. I don't know if that stuff's gotten better over the years, but back like 25 years ago when I did it, it tasted like damn chalk. But I would say just do like a good chunk of peanut butter in like a little bowl or saucer, a good chunk of fucking yogurt. Greek yogurt's fine for this, but I like the Cobat or whatever. It's called like triple churn vanilla ice cream or yogurt. Put a couple spoonfuls of that. Crush up some walnuts. Put a handful of walnuts on that motherfucker. A couple sprinkles of cinnamon, some honey, and enjoy. I know peanut butter and yogurt together doesn't sound good, but it's actually very good. But anyways, what am I talking about? Why am I talking about yogurt? What was I? I can't remember the point that I was trying to make. What was I talking about? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. One sec, guys. Well, I guess the point that I was, I don't know why I was making the point. I didn't go that far, but the point I was trying to make is, yeah, I need to, I do want to take another, I do want to have another fast, maybe a week or two long fast. That is one thing that gut issue showed me was how much better I felt after I survived the fucking guts exploding or whatever. But fasting's amazing for your health, for your mental state. If you're struggling with depression, fast. Just fast for 3 days. Just fucking toughen up and do it. Quit making fucking excuses for everything to avoid everything. Just fucking do it. Anyways, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm getting mad about that. Yeah, because people will bitch and moan all day, but not make no attempts at actually like improving themselves. Like I hate that too. I hate that like mental weakness shit. Like, oh, I'm fat. Get up and move. Why are you sitting there talking about being fat? Motherfucker, you don't know how to not be fat? Oh, I'm struggling with health issues. Quit eating donuts. You know what I'm saying? Like I have zero patience with that level of stupidity. I just can't do that kind of shit anymore. But I do want to fast for another 2 weeks. I want to fucking gain at least another 5 or 10 pounds of fat before I do it. I'm going to be eating a lot of peanut butter and yogurt, but I guess that's the point that I was trying to make. But yogurt's not super well. I'd say dairy's not the healthiest thing in the world, but again, if you're about to do a 2-day fast, who cares what you load up on to get a few extra pounds on you? It doesn't really matter. Once your body, after the first day, and your body starts going into that breakdown fat mode or whatever, where your like mind sharpens up and everything, who cares? You feel great after it. So I'm just like looking for. It's not healthy to do this. Is what I'm saying. It's not healthy to purposefully put on as much fat as you can, I guess as fast as your guts can process it. Guys, I do want to say, like, I've really tested my guts now, and they seem to be fine after a fucking prayer. Ain't that crazy? I don't even believe in prayer, but you could say that the demon of this realm has power, and it showed it to me. It can do anything it wants. It can do anything it wants. It could make your fucking blindness go away if it wanted to, I think. I mean, I don't know, but and this demon has the power to do that, and that should make you question why it doesn't do that more often. Not, oh, it's so loving, see, it helped me. It's like, wait, you've got the power to do that? That shows me that you're evil and demonic, actually, because you haven't done it until I was asking for it. To me, praying is a form of begging. It is. I mean, that's even the same position that beggars get into. They put their hands in a praying position, what's it called? The monastery or whatever? A monastery fucking position. That's even how beggars beg. Please, sir, give me. Please, Lord, help me. It's like, it just seems like a pathetic thing. Like, my God's looking at it like, bro, this shit's gross. Like, I don't want you to fucking beg at my feet, dude. Like, I'm cool with you the way you are. Chris, I'm cool with you the way that you are. That's what my God says to me. He's like, not a weirdo. He's not obsessed with demonicness and all this weird, creepy boy shit. I'll say the entity that's in control of the realm that I refer to as God a lot of times is evil and demonic. You think I would worship that thing? That to me, that's literally like boom, the fucking and all these demonic like warlocks holding staffs like come, Chris. And I walk in the jungle and it's like this fire pit and this ghoulish demon looking motherfucker that's 20 feet tall sitting at this fucking throne. It's like, bow to me, Chris. And I'm like surrounded by demons that are all 12 foot tall. I'm just like some little human. In that moment, what would you guys do? What would you guys really do? Don't talk tough to me. What would you guys really do? Would you bow to that fucking thing? I'd fucking whip out my fucking dick and say, kiss my motherfucking ass and suck my dick simultaneously. And I'd start swinging on them demons. And if you think I'm talking tough, well, no, you're just saying that, Chris, because you're not in that position. I have nothing to lose. What's it going to take from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, this reality is not threatening to me anymore. And there's a point, I think, in your consciousness growth where the machine or whatever, the matrix, the reality, its things no longer work on you. Its happenings no longer affect you. They don't sway, maneuver, or sway your behavior. You will get to a point where the reality is literally a joke to you. I think that's the best path to walk. I'm not the Phoenix. I'm actually getting close though, because I could just feel it. I could actually feel it happening. But I am changing. But I'm getting close to being the Phoenix, which is to completely let go of everything. It is still difficult. I haven't completely let go of everything because sometimes still I don't feel the arousal of anger as much as I would even a few months ago when I talk about the demons or the elite, the evil illusions. I mean, really, is what they are. Literally, like comic book characters to a degree. I don't know how to explain it. They're projections in a shitty light show. Like they're nothing. So how can I don't know. I really can't be mad at them. And sometimes I wonder too, like, is there eternal soul here in this realm? Because if it is, then I actually feel bad for them. Then actually, from my perspective, they become victims. Excuse me if you guys heard that. I burped, but if I look at it honestly, I end up feeling sorry for them. It's like, whoa, they're actually stuck here though. They're stuck here though. Like, anyways, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, I wouldn't wish that on Hitler. I said that in a recent video. I wouldn't wish this current observable reality on my worst enemy. I don't think anybody deserves this existence. I don't even think the archons deserve the existence they have, where they're forced to feed off other living entities. People may not believe this, but what we call good and evil exists in the archons too. They're not all, well, you could say by nature they're all evil because they're forced to feed on us. But the same way that humans have humans that don't agree with this reality, archons have archons that don't agree with their reality. These entities are sentient entities. They're conscious. Some people refer to them as AI, but I've had interactions with them where they truly loved me. And it broke their heart to have to be that way with me, to have to be the archon that they are. They were very apologetic and sorrowful about it. They were full of sorrow. They were just, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm like a vampire to you. I'm sorry. They were very aware of what they were doing to me. And they felt so apologetic and hated themselves, actually, hated themselves for what they were, and actually loved me. They loved me and hated themselves, but were addicted to feeding off me like an addict. And this was in a deep meditation. I had a vision, and I call them interactions because sometimes they come in visions, sometimes I'm only seeing flashes of lights, but I'm sort of getting like a story in my mind or a memory that doesn't belong to me is the best way to describe it. And that's when you start to realize you're like sort of like a satellite, like you pick up communications more from just things that move their mouth and talk, blah, 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 blah. Like you're a sort of receiver of information or consciousness, flowing consciousness uh, in this reality. You're not just this thing that thinks, and you're actually this entity that can tap into creativity, or I don't know how to explain it. It's more like energy based or feelings based. Um, but anyways, um, I guess the best example I could give would be like if you're a musician or a writer, what is writer's block? I think that creatives, people that make The Simpsons, will say, sort of tap into a collective consciousness of creativity when they create. When they're writing their little scripts, they're creative. When they're drawing the little cartoons in, they're being creative. That's their creative. It's all came from creativity. Um, they're tapping into a sort of collective consciousness, I think. What is writer's block? Because if you're the one that's creative, well, what happened to you during that week period of writer's block? Um, because if you're the one that's the creative, did it turn off? No, it's almost as if you tap into something else that's creative, or your creativity allows you to tap into deeper thought, or I don't know, the Akashic records, like floating consciousness, consciousness that's around us, like a radio wave. That's the best way I could say it. So like consciousness is around us like a 97.9. It's one dial over, it's 98, and you would tap into consciousness radio frequency. And so it's like almost like in the air, you could say like a radio wave. And we just sort of as creatives tap into the frequency of creation. Uh, like it's the thoughts are already there. Inspiration comes from somewhere else. Um, and again, if you're the one with writer's block, who's the one that was creative when you don't have writer's block? Because that's the meat monkey that's sitting there. Is that creative guy a week ago was creative? Now he's got writer's block. So who are you? Which one's you? Are you the creative one or the one that can't create? Oh, it's a block in my brain. A block in your brain? It's almost as if you can't tune into the frequency of creativity. Um, that's what it's more like. What do you mean a block in your brain? What does that mean? Is there a block? Is there a physical block in your fucking brain? Ooh, are you sitting there with a Lego block in your brain? What do you mean there's a block in your brain? You know what I'm saying? Like we say things all the time and nobody actually just says, what do you mean by that? Block in your brain? What is your brain then? A radio receiver? Well, when you're the creative, you're the radio signal sender, is what you are. Oh, I write great music. No, you don't. No, you don't. There is no you. You think you write great music? Uh, I think I could write great music. I think I could make great music. I mean, if I had like a decent studio and everything to like make like vocal harmonies and all that, make it sound pretty. But what am I talking? What am I talking about? Making music again? I can't remember what I was talking about, but I lost my train of thought. But anyways, let me look at this one back one sec, guys. But yeah, the I guess the point that I was trying to make was that I feel that way because I'm a creative. I have the great ability to tap into the creative stream of thought or whatever you want to call it, the Akashic record. So I feel comfortable saying that with confidence. Absolutely. I've never had experienced writer's block. I don't really write, so I don't know if I would. I have experienced like no inspiration, no inspiration. Like, because you could say I would have like a month or two where I wouldn't make a YouTube video, but because I didn't have the motivation or inspiration to make a video. So I guess you could say that's a form of writer's block, but that's just a lack of inspiration. Well, for a minute there, man, it was just I was so detached from, and I'm getting there now. But again, I'm sort of caught between a rock and a hard place here. Okay, so here's my dilemma as a true video maker, guys. If I focus on my path, I'm probably going to stop making YouTube videos. But I think I've said enough. Like, I don't know what else I could say, to be honest. Unless I died and came back with some better information, I think I've said enough. But if I walk down the path that I know I should be walking down, instead of purposefully staying attached to the things that drive me and fuel me and anger me and frustrate me, and so I can continue making videos and rants and saying what they do to us is evil and this is bad, and blah, 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 I really need to let go of that. Because the second that I do that, I'm an angry person. I don't want to be angry. The second that I hate them, I'm a hateful person. I don't want to be hateful. I think they're hateful, and I see how hateful. I see what it breeds. So, like, for me personally, I'm coming to the conclusion that really we are supposed to shed the skin of what this reality does to us, and it's a very mean cattle prod. It is. It's like you're gonna clean your act up, boy, and we're just like getting shocked, and it feels like hell. It really is. This reality is like a damn torture chamber. Um, but it did grow me, if I'm being honest. I did change here consciously. But again, if I have a limited version of conscious or I have a governed version of conscious, then I'm being deceived and trapped. But anyways, um, I am enjoying the process of growing here, to be honest, or becoming more aware, becoming more true. Even though there is a lot of negativity in it, I am learning a lot, and I am growing personally. I'm starting to realize a lot, actually. And again, from my perspective, these things are important to me. To most people watching this, they could give two shits. They see it as a hell realm. Why would they care about personal growth when they die in the end? And may be subjected back to this realm? Like, I understand all that. But I'm saying for me personally, the way I view things now, I'm so grateful for that. Like, even though I see the realm as a hell, but like, I'm super grateful. It's very empowering, actually. To me, it's not so much bad news. It's like, whoa, I figured this thing's puzzle box out. I figured out this thing's cube. The Rubik's cube of this reality, I figured it out. I'm good to go. I'm comfortable. I don't really give a fuck anymore. I don't really give a fuck anymore. There's nothing this thing could sell to me. There's nothing this thing could try to guilt trip me. There's nothing this thing could love bomb me with. There's nothing this thing could anything me with. If I have to live in my comfort zone little room area for all of eternity, I don't know if that's an existence I want, but at least I'll have my peace and harmony. If if there is a way to interact with other souls on the other side with trust and peace and harmony and all that, and not instantly be entangled in somebody else's psychosis machine where they want to fucking take control of you or show you some weird illusion to fear you, to worry you. I mean, once you become aware on the other side, you're probably just going to be like this while shit's happening to you. Like, entities are going to be like, yeah, look, we're the most evilest. It's going to be, and you're just going to be like, because once you become aware that all they could do is present illusions to you, if there's a form of communication happening, we're just not good at it. That's what I think. When we die, so create your safe zone until you get good at it. And then no entity could influence you. You're free energy. They could present an interaction to you, but honestly, once you become powerful on the other side and you learn that communication, you're going to be able to nip it in the butt. The second that they try to, I believe this. I think that the second that they try to influence you with some sort of scary thought, you and like erase them basically from your existence. If there is any interaction with entities, I do hope that there is. See, like, we're here bitching and moaning because we're at stage one about these interactions. Like, man, they're going to get us sent back and then feed off of us and blah, blah, blah. They may just be low-level dirtbags of the next reality, to be honest with you. Like, street thugs addicted to cocaine, and they're just taking advantage of lower souls until souls get past that point. And put into place to grow those souls past that point. There are a lot of arguments for it to be a school. Again, I want to create a school like this. This is a little harsh, evil, dark. I mean, it definitely puts a fire under your ass, doesn't it? But anyways, I try to argue all sides. I try to look at things from all sides. I try. I mean, that's just the way my brain works. Honestly, I usually when I'm arguing something, while I'm arguing it, I'm also thinking of the arguments back against it in my own mind. So that's the best way to process information so that you can come to the clearest truth, I think. But I think this video is uploaded now. Logical fallacies of the archons. Okay, so that one's done. The one I'm making now is pretty much done. What else did I want to say? Inspiration, creation, tap into creation. Chris, what else is there to say? Um, I've received the ultimate message, and it's this. This reality is a Dooky Boy Realm. I'm sorry, guys, but anyways, it is what it is. Fuck this realm. I hate this place, and I love good souls. I don't like the fact that good souls were subjected to an evil, deep, dark reality like this. Again, if we're immortals, we probably would see this existence as a sort of quick joke, like especially how fast time goes by, and when we really analyze the whole overall experience, us personally, we may have had, well, it depends on the individual. Some people have a lot more traumas. You could say an average person has 5 or 10 traumas in their life, bad things they have to go through or experience. And then you have somebody that's gotten fucked up since day one that's got 100 or 1,000 traumas in their life. Uh, what do people learn from traumas? Okay, so if I was going to argue, but it's the traumas that fuck us up and da da da, we do sort of learn from them. Like, so for example, my traumas. Um, let's say what trauma? Let's say my abuse trauma. Uh, I did learn to forgive evil because of it. Um, Now that's you say, well, was it worth it? It didn't feel like it was worth it. Not on the tipping skills. I felt like it did more damage to me and traumatized me. Did more mental damage to me than good, you could say, or growth from it. But I did learn to forgive evil. I did learn to be a bigger man. I did learn to move past things, to not carry yesterday's burdens on my shoulder like a sack of weight. I learned to never treat anybody in a way that I wouldn't want to be treated. I learned to put myself in other people's shoes because of the abuse. I learned to spread the word on abuse in the reality, to awaken people to the vile poison that it creates in the human being. Um, I've learned a lot from it. I've learned the effect that it has on children, how you have to be very precious with children, the way you raise them and bring them up. I've learned, I learned a lot, if I'm being honest. I learned a lot being in this reality. Uh, so me, all again, I got to be brutally honest. This goes my normal argument. So this is not a learning school who would create. This is an obstacle course. This is the opposite of a learning school. This place, uh, but that's not true though. That's true to an NPC, but I don't even know if those are real people. It wasn't true to me. If I'm being true to me, that's not true. Actually, this place woke me up to all that bad shit. It woke me up. So I'm actually kind of thankful for the reality. If the reality is built in a way to show you that you don't want to be in it, then I'm thankful for it. It showed me the real truth. All right, I'll tip my hat to you. I appreciate it. I'm not coming back. See you later. Goodbye, grown soul. This one actually still wants to be here. I'm still working on it. Well, God, I'm way past that point. See you later, Satan. Goodbye, Chris. You've moved on to stage 2 evolution of fucking spiritual advancement. Maybe it really is like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just that harsh. Again, maybe because if we're immortal and we wake up out of this flash in the pot fucking go by so damn quick reality, we'll actually laugh about how stupid this shit was. I don't know. Man, I took this shit so serious. I was actually online screaming and crying and fucking doing all this shit. Like, I took that shit so serious, and it was a fucking joke the whole time. Huh. Like, none of us really know what this reality is, what it's really going to present to us. But I do love pondering these ideas and philosophies or whatever, theories, ideas, whatever. But, so yeah, anyways, I'm, the thumbnail on that one. My videos usually have like an auto-generated thumbnail based on I don't know, YouTube chooses or whatever. And I usually just go with what it is. But every once in a great while, I'll say one out of every 10 videos, I'll have one that's just paused in a weird way where I'm like up in the camera like this or something. And it's just like, I don't want that to be the thumbnail. Why are you doing that? But, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. I love you guys. And if we can communicate on the other side, and I think we will be able to, I think once we realize what's going on, we'll all be able to communicate. I would love to interact with all you guys, even the ones that see me as bad or negative. I would love to interact with you guys, give you guys a hug, and maybe like show you guys my creation, like my cool little areas that I created in my little dream worlds or whatever. And we could just hang out. We could have fucking coffee and like, do you remember the movie? What's a movie with Inception, where there's a scene where Leonardo DiCaprio and the girl that turned into a boy, I don't remember her name. Um, she has a very pretty face on her. I don't remember her name. It's anyways, something Wilson or Noah. I don't remember her name. But there's a scene where they're drinking their coffee or their tea, and the whole fucking world like they we could potentially when we die and we become free energy and we're not dumb enough to be influenced by some other entity in that realm and we master that realm, I think we will get to a point where we create our own realities. And I would love to invite you guys to mine. And your guys is maybe way cooler than mine. Like, I'm really not into much. I'm artistic, so I'm sure that my creations will be very pretty and nice to look at, just beautiful. And but I'm not like, we're not going to all of a sudden be on a boat jet skiing. I'm not a boat guy. We're not going to all of a sudden be out there fishing. I'm not a fisher. We're not going to all of a sudden be, I'm sort of a recluse in actual reality. Like, again, my creations might be very pretty, but I'm not into much things, really, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not much of an adventurous in this physical realm type of guy. I don't go on hikes or fucking like, what am I going to do with you? Like, bring you to the gym? Are we going to lift like dumbbells made out of crystals or something? Like, what am I, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe you could bring me to your place and we could have fun or whatever. But, anyways, like, well, really, like, I don't know what I would create to like entertain other souls, we'll say. And what would we talk about? If we weren't able to, well, I guess we could ponder that realm the same way we pondered this one while we were here, right? We could ponder, so what are we really? Are we gods? Did we become creator? Like, I'm always going to be a curious soul no matter where I am. If I'm in, and that comforts me. That should comfort you too. Like, you're always going to be there. Again, I don't know if next spot for you is to be burning in fire for eternity, but take solace in the fact that you're always going to be the one that's there with you. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But I'm always going to be this person. I don't know what this place is going to serve up next. To be honest, at this point, I'm sort of excited. Like, I don't want to be bamboozled or fooled and tricked into the light type shit, but I also am kind of bored with this reality. Like, I do want to see what's next. Um, am I going to be able to interact with people that existed in this reality, like Muhammad Ali, let's say, like a popular figure? Um, am I going to be able to create realities? Like, am I going to say, I want to see the original Sugar Ray Robinson versus Sugar Ray Leonard? Like, am I going to be able to watch that fight happen? Uh, there's a lot of fights that I would love to see happen that I was always curious about. Am I going to be able to create those things? I don't know. Again, I'm kind of excited. I'm not in a hurry to die. I'm not suicidal. Um, but I definitely don't fear death no more. I definitely don't fear death. I'm kind of curious to see what happens next. Like, there was something Mike Tyson used to say that I was like, oh God. He would say like, life was fabulous, so death must be glorious, or says something like that. And well, I do want to say first off, Mike, not everybody's been a millionaire since they were like 17. Life ain't fabulous for everybody, and you should know that. You grew up in fucking Brownsville. You grew up around the fucking. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, there's some people you can't even explain until you go to real bad neighborhoods, and there's some people you'll see, and you'll just think, if anybody's like totally soulless now, it's them. They're like there's these types of people that I don't explain that have lived in poverty their whole lives, that they're traumatized by it, I think. And they're like, they'll smile, they'll address you very kindly, but then they sort of just, I don't know how to explain it, man. If Mike grew up in Brownsville, he knows what I'm talking about. But anyways, it's like Brownsville is a fucking grimy ass fucking neighborhood. Like that's something straight up like the worst Compton type shit, like Watts or whatever. Just grimy fucking neighborhood. Uh, Actually, I don't know if Compton's even violent anymore. I heard it's been degentrified or gentrified. I don't know that word. Where they make the land like where people can't afford it, and they fucking move in all the fucking wealthy people. Just another way of getting rid of the poor folks. But anyways, um, not everybody's life was fabulous. Uh, and Mike seems to be a lucky motherfucker. Even when he ends up broke and blows all his money, he just ends up being a millionaire again through some, alternate venue. It's like, bro, you're blessed. You've been hella blessed by whatever the hell demon lord's in control of this reality. You've been blessed by it. And again, maybe it's not a demon lord. Maybe it just appears that way because I'm a childish soul and I can't take the beating. Maybe it's just a very aggressive, tough type of god. I don't know. I don't know. Again, he hasn't introduced himself. He hasn't said, "Hey, just so you know, you talk a lot of shit about me, motherfucker. This is how I feel," and transmit the message to me. Oh shit! Oh my bad, guy. I didn't realize. I'll let them know about it. He don't talk to me. He don't talk to me. I feel like I have a connection to God, but he's got no verbal communication with me. So that tells me that maybe I'm God. Maybe I'm God. Oh, Chris, you think you're God? I don't know. Do you think you're God? What do you think we actually are? What do you guys think we actually are? Um, And again, sort of coming, again, I have a different opinion every fucking 5 seconds. I'm sort of coming to a conclusion on one front that we are a sort of battery being fed off of. Because when you look at the things that happen, the mind virus, the entities that attach to us, the exhaustion that comes with entity attachment or depression, just when you look at the whole shit, it's like, whoa, we're being fed off of like a battery. And I can create mental comfort zones and go like where I was. This is a learning school, and I'm learning, and maybe God's just tough and blah blah blah. It's like I'm constantly caught between a rock and a hard place. I never feel comfortable with any philosophy 100%. What I do feel comfortable though, and I'm realizing this, is no matter which direction I go in, and it's going to be a different one every day. I really don't want this place to fuck with me. I really don't want this place to affect me and what the qualities of me that I love, my good-heartedness, my lovingness, my kindness. Like I don't want this place to destroy that. And you could say in a way it's almost built to do that. It is this. I mean, I'm going for like just right off the top of my head. I'm going to die someday, and I don't know how that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure I already died 3 times. And I'm not being dramatic. I'm pretty sure I already died 3 times, or the closest I've ever been to death 3 times. Um, and it made me like appreciate life, but it was a horrible experience to fucking go through. It was a horrible experience to fucking go through. But no, there was a point that I had to make. Oh, one sec, guys. The point that I was trying to make was that the 3 times that I felt like I died, every one of them was violent and horrific. So I still have things that I'm going to go through. I'm aware of it, that I still have things that I'm going to go through that are going to suffer me and maybe even suffer me violently. But I'm okay with it. Like, I just don't care anymore. And I know that sounds crazy. Well, like, but it feels great, to be honest. It feels good to be who I am now, to just not give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. I see this place for what it is. It's an illusion to create suffering in me. Um, and we do sort of grow through suffering. Um, I don't feel like it was necessary. It was needed, but we do grow through suffering. I did for sure. Without question, I grew. Um, it was a very tough school for me, anyways. For me, maybe every soul's different. Maybe every soul grows at a more comfortable pace. Maybe I'm sort of a let's get this shit over with. Throw me into the most fucked up life because I really want to learn quick type of soul. Maybe I'm one of them. I don't know. Like really make me learn in this fucking life, and it threw me because does seem to be a common thread I've noticed amongst people that can see through the lies, the deception, the evil. They were all introduced to evil at a young age. A lot of people in the truth community dealt with violence early, abuse, a lot, which is a tough life, man. Ailment after ailment after ailment, just constant suffering. Um, like I say, a lot of the anti-nihilist community is very negative. I would say a lot of the truth community is very negative. Just in general, anti-nihilist is an aspect of truth. Conspiracies is an aspect of truth. Blah blah is an aspect of truth, but truth. That word's an interesting word to me. Like, what did we do to ourselves as consciousness? Truth. In 5 words, in 5 letters, TRUTH. Truth. It's like, why am I scripted to chase after this thing? So what did I learn? I learned that, oh, I'm scripted. My behavior is scripted. Oh, did I just become conscious and sentient? Like, again, if I said I didn't learn in this reality, I would be lying. I did learn, but again, I feel like I'm in a governed or restricted version of myself. I feel like that 10% brain shit's kind of true, but it's really just 10% consciousness because you've been restricted down into a lower fucking version of yourself. But hopefully our fucking consciousnesses are like, stop, that's enough. And we're like breaking the shackles of it now, and we're going to grow up to like 20%, then 30%, then 40%. And then we're going to be like, oh, we're all going to be like these light beings that fucking shoot lights out of our eyeballs and our fucking dinglings and our buttholes, and pew, we shoot light on everybody and heal people. It'd just be cool. Something cool happened in reality. God, can we? If something cool ain't gonna happen, then can we at least just get this shit over with now? Because we're all kind of just suffering around in a slave realm. But you need the battery, don't you? You want the threat of a calamity or war constantly lingering over them like a dark cloud, because it keeps them in a state of fear and panic and worry and stress and depression. But you don't ever actually do it. You don't ever actually. So that tells me that the states we're in is being fed off of by something else. Do you see how quick the video could go from like light to dark? The whole mood can change in philosophy. 1 second you could be having a great time and enjoying the thoughts, and the next second you could be depressed and miserable. It's just this reality, this realm is like a whirlwind of thoughts. That's all it is. It's a whirlwind of thoughts. Some are scary, some are fearful, some make you smile, some make you scared. It's just whirlwind of thoughts. Chaotic as fuck. Chaotic as fuck. Almost nothing makes sense in this reality. But I think I've been making this video for a minute, haven't I? It's like an hour-long video now. Anyways, maybe I should wrap this one up, because I just uploaded a 50-minute video. And I've uploaded like a bunch of videos in like the last week. I hope people don't get overwhelmed. Just watch them when you can, because what if I get... A lot of people complain about that. Even I complain about that. Like, sometimes you can say, like, I think Benedictines just goes overboard, man. Like, that motherfucker, I can't keep up, bro. Like, I love your channel, Benedictines, if you're watching. I try to keep up, but dude, you upload an hour video a day. Kudos to you for pumping out that much content. Kudos to you for being an amazing truth seeker. Kudos to you for being an amazing truth spreader. Kudos to you for waking motherfuckers up, but I can't keep up, bro. So I understand that when people are like, hey, why are you uploading so many so fast? But then it's like, well, what if I had a 2-month skid where I just wasn't uploading shit? So just watch what you can when you can. That's the way I look at it. Like, I'd rather one of the people that I watch over uploading than under uploading. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't get upset if I'm uploading a lot of content quick. But anyways, I upload when I'm inspired to, when I'm driven to. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off, and I'll catch you beautiful sons of bitches on the next one.